last video we just recapped how to expand two brackets, and we always ended up with a quadratic. So let's just quickly recap what we did. We did expanding two brackets using FOIL. So we did the first terms, so x times x is x squared. Then we do the outside term, so x plus 3 gives me 3x. I'm multiplying these together, by the way. Then we do the inside term, so 7 times x gives me plus 7x. And then we do the last terms, which is 7 times 3, which gives me 21. And when we simplify that even further, we end up with x squared plus 10x plus 21. Okay, so we expanded two brackets and we ended up with a quadratic. Now in this video what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the quadratic and go in reverse. So we want to go backwards, we want to end up with something like that. So let's get straight into it. First things first, we want to work out what the factors of x squared are. So what are the factors of x squared? Well, it's simply x and x. X times x gives me x squared. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the term at the end. So first of all we factorise this, then I'm going to look at the term at the end and write down the factors of 8. So what are the factors? We've got 8 and 1, and I also have 4 and 2. Okay, always write the factors as pairs. 8 times 1 is 8 and 4 times 2 is 8. They're both sets of factors of 8. Right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some arrows, okay? They'll become a little bit clearer later why I'm using these. Okay? And the whole goal here now is to decide, well, which pair of factors can I use to make this term here, to make this 6x? Now if I use 8 and 1, 8 plus 1 will give me 9, and 8 minus 1 will give me 7. So there's no way I can make a 6 using an 8 and a 1. Can I make a 6 using a 4 and a 2? Well, 4 and 2 gives me 6, so these two will work. And let's just check. X times 2 gives me 2x. Let's just do it over here, 2x. And x times 4 gives me 4x. 2x plus 4x is 6x, which is exactly what we want. We want this 6x. Then we just write down our factors. So our factors are going to be x plus 4 and x plus 2. So it's x plus 4 and x plus 2. Now, just a reminder that this is actually positive and this is positive. 4 plus 2 gives me the 6. Okay, so that's why it's x plus 4 and x plus 2. And if I want to check my answer, I can always expand it out. So let's just expand it really quickly here. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. And 4 times x is 4x. 2x and 4x is 6x. And then 4 times 2 is 8. So, yep, that absolutely works. Perfect. We started with this, we factorised it to this, and then to check our answer we expanded and we got this, so we know we're correct. Right, this one's a little bit more tricky. So, let's start off by writing down the factors of x squared. So we've got x times x. X times x gives me x squared, so that's that factorised. Next thing I'm going to do is write down the factors of 15. So what have we got? We've got 5, 3, and 15, and 1. Now, which of these pairs of factors can I use to make a 2? Well, let's have a look at 15 and 1. Can I make a 2 using a 15 and 1? No. I could make a 16, I could make a 14. Definitely can't make a 2, so that's no good. What about 5 and 3? Well, yeah, I could make a 2 using a 5 and 3, because plus 5 take away 3 would give me plus 2. So I know that works. I can make the 2 using the 5 and the 3. And then to triple check, we can also multiply. So 5 times minus 3 gives me minus 15, so I know it works. Now, I'm going to draw my arrows again, like so. And again, just on the side here, let's just show you what we're doing. X times minus 3 is minus 3x. And then x times 5 is 5x. When I add them, minus 3x plus 5x gives me 2x. And that's exactly what we have in the middle. That's what we want. So my factors now, we read off this way, are x plus 5 and x minus 3. And again, if we wanted to check our answer, I can expand this out. I won't do it this time. We can expand it out, and we should, and we will get that. Okay, next example. So again, let's write down the factors of x squared. Factors of x squared are x and x. X times x gives me x squared. Done. Next thing I'm going to do, let's write down the factors of 8. Factors of 8, we've got 8 and 1. We've also got 4 and 2. Now, which pair of factors can I use to make this minus 6? Well, let's have a look. 8 and a 1 can make a 9 or a 7. So, can't use that. What about 4 and 2? Well, yeah, I can make a 6 using a 4 and a 2, but I want minus 6. So we've got to make sure we get our signs correct here. I know that's going to work, but I just got to make sure I get the correct signs in front of them. Minus 4 minus 2 gives me the minus 6 that we were looking for. So make sure that you have the correct signs. Minus 4 minus 2 gives me minus 6. And again, let's put in our arrows. Like so, to show which way we're multiplying. Once again, that will become clearer in the next video. X times minus 2 is minus 2x, and then x times minus 4 is minus 4x, minus 2x, minus 4x gives me minus 6x. So we know that that works. Then we just got to read off our factors. We read off horizontally, okay, so we read off x and the minus 4, so it's x minus 4 times x minus 2. X minus 2. Now again, you might be wondering, well, why have you got the arrows in and then you're reading it off horizontally? That becomes clearer in the next video. If you want to check, again, just expand this out and we will end up with what we started with here. So if you guys want to try a few questions, well, there's a whole rake of them there. Give them a go, see if you can get them right. Pause the video, and on the next slide I'll show you the solution. So after you've tried a few, you can always come back and check and see if you got them right. So there are the solutions. Best of luck.